Here's the result for the guy you filled out the survey for. He gets a C+. plus. This guy is rather so-so. Not too good, not too bad. Welcome to the Strong Brew, where you get answers to questions you're not supposed to ask. These are some things you may want to know about the man in your life. If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure? Will he try and use money to control you? Will he share housework or just make you do it all? In fights, when he gets angry, does he get aggressive? During intimacy, does he understand that no means no? Is he jealous, suspicious, or possessive? Will his attitude towards you change after having kids? Will he treat your parents with respect? What if you have conflicts with his parents? We tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. These are things nobody else will tell you. Things that are important for your future. This is a safe space for truth. No judgment, no platitudes, no login, no payment either. Our questions are from real life, but our answers come from science. Now, I built this thing, me and my husband, and honestly, we built it and we live it. We are both Stanford grads, we both have worked at Google, and we've been happily together since 1998. Along the way, we've added a son, now 13, and 4 dogs. We are genuine folks. If you're a woman trying to understand any man in your life, here is how it works. Go to www.thestrongbrew.life. Click on the Understand a Guy button there. Answer 10 questions about him. Watch a video tailored to your guy. That's all there is to it. It is completely anonymous, no login, no payment, no games, no manipulation. This analysis is obtained by combining solid trait psychology with cutting edge AI ML. We represent each person's personality with what is known as a feature vector. This has 10 elements, so our data is effectively 10-dimensional data. In case you're wondering how we can infer so much from just 10 questions, well, 10-dimensional data is very complex. There is a lot you can learn from that level of detail.
Okay, I think that does it for the preamble. Now let's plunge in. Let's start with this guy in his career. Will he go far or just talk big?
He has the brains and drive to go far, but his habit of second guessing himself and pulling away when things get stressful might keep him from truly reaching the top. He works hard and sets high standards, but when real challenges come, like office politics or tough competition, he's more likely to retreat or avoid direct fights than push through. If you want someone reliable who can weather storms at work, keep an eye on whether he follows through on his promises or just keep saying someday.
Can he bounce back from failure?
When things go wrong at work, he is more likely to break down than bounce back quickly. He takes setbacks personally and can get really upset, sometimes losing his cool or withdrawing from everyone. His first reaction isn't to fight back, but to feel discouraged or even blame himself too much.
What do people at work think of him? Do they like him?
People at work are likely to find him well mannered and easy to talk to, as he tries hard to be polite and avoid arguments. He's not the type to pick fights or speak harshly, and most colleagues will appreciate his thoughtful and respectful way of dealing with others. However, he keeps his distance and doesn't open up easily, so he may not have very close friends at work.
If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure?
If you do really well in your career, he might feel a mix of emotions. On the surface, he'll act happy for you and say all the right things because he values being respectful and polite. But deep down, your success might make him quietly doubt himself or worry that he's not doing enough.
What if you start earning more than him?
If you earn more than him, he might not show it openly, but inside he could feel a bit insecure or question his own worth. He's not likely to fight with you about money or make sharp remarks, but you may notice him becoming quieter, less open, or sometimes pulling away from conversations about work and success. He needs gentle encouragement and reassurance. So let him know you care about him for who he is, not for what he earns.
Next, let's talk about how he is with money. Does he overspend? Is he reckless with money?
He tends to handle money carefully and prefers keeping things organized when it comes to finances. He likes having savings and making sure bills are paid on time. And he's not the type to buy things impulsively or make risky investments. However, sometimes his worries can make him overthink spending, even on small things, so he might stress about budgets or avoid treating himself or others.
Does he show off and pretend to be richer than he is?
He usually lives within his means and doesn't pretend to be richer than he is. He is careful with his money and avoids showing off or spending just to impress others. You won't see him buying expensive things just for show or trying to put on an act.
Is he too generous, too stingy, or just right?
He is more careful and reserved with both his money and his feelings. You'll find that he doesn't throw money around or give big showy gifts, and he's not quick to open up emotionally either. Sometimes this can come across as being a bit tight or distant.
Will he use money to try and control you?
He is likely to be open and honest about money, but not very talkative or emotional about it. He prefers to keep things polite and organized, so he'll usually share what you need to know, like bills or savings, without making it a big deal. If you ever feel left out or unsure, you may need to gently ask him to explain things more clearly.
Let's see how this guy is with sharing housework. Will he share housework or just make you do it?
He believes that things at home should be fair and well organized, so he's open to sharing housework instead of just leaving it all to you. He may not always say it out loud or jump in with excitement, but if there's a plan or routine, he's likely to stick to it and do his part. He likes things running smoothly and wants the home to be comfortable, so if you clearly talk about who does what, he'll usually cooperate.
Will he help you or just boss you around and tell you what to do?
He will help with chores and diapers, especially if he knows exactly what needs to be done and when. He likes plans and routines, so if you make things clear, he'll follow through instead of just sitting back and watching. Be direct about what you need, and he'll do his best to support you.
Now let's see about how this guy is during fights. In fights, does he try to understand your views or just win the fight?
He's not the type to pick a fight just to prove a point, and he usually doesn't argue loudly or stubbornly. Instead, if there's a disagreement, he may become quiet and take a step back rather than trying to see the situation only from his side. With patience and open talk, he'll try to meet you halfway, even if it takes a little time.
Does he become aggressive when angry?
When he's angry, he does his best to stay respectful and avoid saying hurtful things. He isn't the type to shout, insult, or act aggressive. Instead, he's more likely to go quiet, pull away, or keep his feelings to himself.
Does he have a bad temper?
Yes, he does get upset quickly, and his mood can shift suddenly if things don't go as planned or if he feels overwhelmed. He might not shout or make a big scene, but you'll notice he becomes quiet, withdrawn, or unusually tense. This is something you shouldn't ignore.
Will he say sorry and accept his mistakes?
He finds it hard to say sorry right away and might not openly admit his mistakes at first. When something goes wrong, his first reaction is often to withdraw or become quiet rather than blame you or pick a fight. Sometimes he'll replay what happened in his mind and feel bad, but the words "I'm sorry" may be slow to come out.
Next, let's talk about intimacy and physical chemistry. During intimacy, does he respect your boundaries? Does he get that no means no?
Yes, he will respect your boundaries and understands that no truly means no. He is polite and proper and would rather step back than ever force you into something you're not comfortable with. If you're clear and open about what you want or don't want, he'll listen and respect your wishes.
If you are not in the mood for intimacy, will he react badly?
Yes, he is the type who might take it personally if you're not in the mood for intimacy. Even if he doesn't say anything harsh, he can start to feel hurt or rejected inside and may become quiet or distant for a while. If this happens, gentle reassurance can help him understand it's not about him, but just how you feel.
Can you trust him not to shame you or share your private moments, maybe love letters, photos, or videos, even after a breakup or a bad fight?
Yes, you can trust him to handle private moments with care. He values respect and proper behavior, so he would never use something personal to hurt or embarrass you later. He understands the importance of trust and won't use your private moments against you.
Is he loyal or is he likely to want to have affairs?
He is the type who prefers stability and routine so he's not easily distracted by other women. He values loyalty and proper behavior, and he's not likely to flirt or look for excitement outside the relationship. Even though he may not always express his love with big gestures, his dependable nature means he takes promises seriously.
Will he be jealous, suspicious, and try to control you?
He is not the type to be over possessive, jealous, or controlling. He prefers to keep things respectful and proper, trusting you to make your own choices. You don't have to worry about him checking your phone, questioning your friendships, or making suspicious accusations.
This guy says he is protective in a good way. Is he actually just being possessive?
No, with him, being protective does not mean being controlling. He's careful and wants the best for those he cares about, but he does not try to control your choices or limit your freedom in the name of keeping you safe. He respects your independence and would rather step back than overstep your boundaries.
Now, onto the topic of kids and how this guy will be as a father. If you guys have kids, will he make you do most of the work?
He sees parenting as something that should be organized and fair, so he is willing to share the responsibilities as part of a team. He won't expect you to carry the whole load, especially if you both agree on a plan and communicate clearly about who does what. However, if left without structure or reminders, he might get caught up in his own routines or worries and not notice when you need extra help.
Kids are very messy. Will he lose his temper with them?
When the kids mess up or get upset, he can quickly become frustrated and may lose his temper, even if he tries to stay polite on the outside. He finds it hard to handle chaos or mistakes, and his mood can change suddenly, making him more likely to scold or raise his voice than to calmly talk things through. After such moments, he may feel guilty and pull back rather than talk things out.
If you guys have kids, will he still support your career?
He respects your role as a mother and values all that you do for the family, but sometimes he might forget that you need time and space for yourself too. He expects things at home to run well and appreciates your efforts, but he can be wrapped up in routines or work and not always notice when you're tired or need a break. He won't stand in the way of your personal goals, but you may need to clearly let him know what you need for yourself outside of motherhood.
Will this man say one thing early on, maybe while dating, and then later after kids and marriage change his tune and try to make you give up your career?
He may seem supportive of your career at first, especially if everything is running smoothly at home. However, once a child comes, his need for order and routine could make him quietly hope or expect that you'll focus more on the family and less on your job. He won't demand or control, but his support may fade if he feels family life is getting disorganized.
Next, let's see how this guy treats your parents. Will he be respectful with your parents?
He will treat your parents with respect and be very polite, always using good manners and making sure not to offend anyone. However, real warmth and open affection may not come naturally to him. He's likely to stick to small talk and formal gestures rather than deep conversations or playful bonding. He is more likely to quietly adjust to your family rather than expect them to change for him.
What if your family creates stress or interferes a bit in your lives?
If your family creates stress or interferes, he's likely to become tense or withdrawn, but he won't lash out or make the situation openly worse. Instead of starting an argument or acting rude, he'll keep quiet and avoid direct involvement, hoping the problem will pass on its own. He won't create drama, but he may not have the confidence or assertiveness to protect you when pressure is high.
Then let's analyze the role this guy's family will play in your life. Is this man modern with you but a completely different person when other people, say his parents or bosses, are around?
Yes, he's the kind of man who may seem modern and flexible with you in private, but expect you to act like a traditional supportive wife when his relatives are around. He values order and wanting things to go smoothly, so he might quietly hope you dress, behave, or help out in ways his family finds proper, especially during gatherings or special occasions. He won't force you or make harsh demands, but you might notice small hints or polite requests to keep up family respect. If this balance feels unfair or uncomfortable, talk to him openly before big family visits. Setting clear boundaries early will help you both handle this mix of modern and traditional expectations.
If there is tension between you and his parents, will he support you?
If there's tension with his family, he is most likely to stay out of it rather than clearly support you or take their side. He dislikes conflict and prefers to keep things calm, so he may become quiet or try to avoid the issue rather than stand up for you openly. You may feel alone during these moments unless you clearly ask him for help.
Say you have a conflict with his mother. What will this guy do?
He isn't openly a mummy's boy, but when conflict happens with his mother, he finds it very hard to take your side directly. He wants to keep peace and may avoid choosing at all, becoming quiet or stepping back when things get tense. He doesn't mean to make you feel unsupported, but his way of coping is to stay in the middle instead of standing up clearly for you.
Will he share all the private details of your relationship with his mother or sister?
He is not the type to openly share every detail of your fights or private life with his mother or sister. He values privacy and prefers to keep personal matters within the relationship rather than discussing them with others. This means you can expect a sense of trust and respect for your privacy.
Now let's zoom out and put it all together.
Based on all of this analysis, this guy gets a C plus. This guy is so so, not too good, not too bad, a bit mediocre. Being in a relationship with this man feels steady and organized, but it can also feel a bit lonely at times. He works hard, keeps things neat, and handles responsibilities well, but he's not always emotionally open or quick to show affection.